Hello and welcome to our Lenten reflections, taken from Rosie Clark's book, 40 Women. And today our subject is Deborah, and our Bible reading is taken from the book of Judges, chapter 4, verses 1 to 15. The Israelites again did what was evil in the sight of the Lord after Ehud died. So the Lord sold them into the hand of King Jabin of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor. The commander of his army was Sisera, who lived in Harosheth Hagoyim. Then the Israelites cried out to the Lord for help, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and had oppressed the Israelites cruelly for 20 years. At that time Deborah, a prophetess, wife of Lebadoth, was judging Israel. She used to sit under the palm of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites came up to her for judgment. She sent and summoned Barak, son of Abinoam, from Kadesh and the Naphtali, and said to him, "The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, go take position at Mount Tabor. Bring 10,000 from the tribe of Naphtali and the tribe of Zebulun. I will draw out Sisera, the general of Jabin's army, to meet you by the Wadi Kishon, with his chariots and his troops, and I will give him into your hand." Barak said to her, "If you will go with me, I will go, but if you will not go with me, I will not go." And she said, "I will surely go with you. Nevertheless, the road on which you are going will not lead to your glory, for the Lord will sell Sisera into the hand of a woman." Then Deborah got up and went with Barak to Kadesh. Barak summoned Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh, and 10,000 warriors went up behind him, and Deborah went up with him. Now Heber the Kenite had separated from the other Kenites, that is, the descendants of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses, had encamped as far away as Elon Bezananim, which is near Kadesh. When Sisera was told that Barak, son of Abinoam, had gone up to Mount Tabor, Sisera called out all his chariots, 900 chariots of iron, and all the troops who were with him, from Harosheth Hagoyim to the Wadi Kishon. Then Deborah said to Barak, "Up, for this is the day on which the Lord has given Sisera into your hand. The Lord is indeed going out before you." So Barak went down from Mount Tabor with 10,000 warriors following him. And the Lord threw Sisera and all his chariots and all his army into a panic before Barak. Sisera got down from his chariot and fled away on foot. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. And our reflection today. It's not supposed to be Deborah. Deborah, like Miriam before her, is a prophet. She can make good judgments in disputes with Israelites. She's perfectly happy sitting under her tree, holding court. It's tough, of course, because the Israelites are going through one of their regular phases of great wickedness, now that they are settled in the land of Canaan. There are plenty of disputes to be sorted out. There is plenty of God's wisdom needed, and doubtless plenty of it ignored. It's tough because of Sisera too. The Canaanite king Jabin is cruel and harsh, and has a huge army, led by the mighty Sisera, which keeps the Israelites firmly under his thumb. And so finally, the Israelites realize that they need to ask for help. Not from Deborah, obviously. No, they need the Lord's help. But look, she knows the pattern. This isn't their first time through the cycle of wickedness, oppression, and finally crying out for help. Help always comes in the form of a judge. Not a judge sitting in a law court, but a judge leading his people to victory over their enemies. So Deborah looks around for the answer to Israel's prayers, and she finds Barak. He should be the one to lead Israel's army up against Sisera's, so that God will give them victory and rest from their enemies. Barak, it turns out, is something of a coward. If you go with me, I will go, but if you don't go with me, I won't go. Maybe he hopes that she won't go. She's a woman after all. Deborah, it turns out, is no coward. "Certainly I will go with you," said Deborah, "but because of the course you are taking, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." In the Old Testament, it's always a sign that something is very wrong when men don't do their job and women have to step up and take their place. It's not that the women aren't capable. It's not that the women are usurpers. The problem is with the men. The problem is that in these situations they are fearful, cowardly, lazy, and rebellious. They don't trust God, or they won't trust God. That doesn't stop God from keeping his promises and fulfilling his plans. But the consequences for Barak is that he will not take any of the glory for the victory. He will not be the one to defeat Sisera. Deborah will go with Barak to raise an army and to lead it against Sisera's troops. Deborah's trust will be proved worthy when God gives them the victory. Deborah's prophecy will be proved true when the Lord delivers Sisera into the hands of a woman. Maybe it should have been Barak, but as it turns out, Deborah was certainly up to the job. So some questions for reflection. Why are we so slow to recognize when we need the Lord's help and so slow to cry out to him? How have you responded to the Lord's call in your life? With faith and courage, or with fear and rebellion? So let us end with today's prayer. Lord God, grant us faith that turns to you first, faith that responds with courage and obedience, faith that looks to you for victory, and faith that finds its rest in you. Amen.